Here with another video. This time it's going to be about player mindset. This is definitely a big thing to talk about. A lot of players, I feel like around anywhere, I should say, when they're at lower levels, they have a poor mindset when coming into this game. First thing I have to say about it is be positive. Being positive about this game in general and just having fun with it is number one before anything else. If you're playing this game and you don't like it, what are you doing? Like, why are you playing this game then? That's stupid. If you're trying to do it just to get cash for it, you're not going to get that far. You have to enjoy this somehow. I mean, come on now. But anyhow, two, being positive about it is meaning as in finding out or pushing yourself to be having fun with it and wanting to get better, but having fun learning the game to get better. That's really important with this. Another thing I have to say too with the whole positive thing is don't listen to people saying like, oh, you're bad, you're never gonna get good, blah, 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 blah. Don't even start with that. Just who cares what they say? So what? You're gonna push it. No one started out amazing. Nobody. I don't care who you are. Yeah, the pros joke around saying like I was just born amazing. No, they still started somewhere. They had to. They probably look back at their videos from 2010 or something and go, oh my god, I sucked, you know? Because everyone says that. I mean, I know I look back at videos when I first started. Oh, they were garbage. I mean, pure, absolute garbage. So, again, don't listen to what they say. Just keep going with it. Another thing I have to say, too, is always ask for critiques, too. A lot of players think that, or a lot of players don't like critiques, or they just feel like some people just want to rip them apart and, you know, YouTube comments saying, oh, they suck, why they do this. Well, as I say a lot, even with commentary, it's different watching than being in that seat and playing and pressing those buttons. It's completely different. I mean, I see top 8 players where I'm like, oh, I wonder why they did that. You know, I don't understand that, or I don't agree. Well, not gonna lie, they're in that chair and I'm not, so I really have no room to say anything. But I would say with that for critiques is there are some people who will help you with that. I mean, this community is a very nice community, and it's a good mindset to be open-minded about your critiques and don't think like, oh, well, this person who's lower skilled than me said I should do this differently. Who cares? Who cares if they're lower skilled? Maybe they see something that is beneficial to you or something you've been doing consistently. Don't block it out just because it is. Take it with a grain of salt and be like, okay, thank you, I appreciate that, and see if they're right. Don't be a jerk about it, you know? Don't be like, well, you suck, don't want to hear it, No. Sometimes those little players do see something that you don't. So everyone's opinion do matter. And honestly, who knows? Maybe that lower player will get really good one day and you'll be happy you're nice to him. He or she will actually help you out in the game in the long run. All right. Another thing too for player mindset is taking breaks. Taking breaks are extremely important. I feel like sometimes when you're just kind of stagnating, you feel like, and you're just not gaining anything, taking breaks are the key to breaking those. Vincent was actually just taking a recent break after Shuffle. And he came back and was doing a lot better. I mean, he didn't do the normal stuff he did, and he broke it up. And actually, I feel like he was a lot smoother and had a new fire for the game, too. But, I mean, that's just one example of it. I mean, PPMD, he came back after a long break, won Apex 2015, I think. I mean, he just came out of nowhere, just like, yeah, I remember this game. I'm going to press a few buttons, and all of a sudden he won it. It really helps. It really gets you out of that funk that you're in, you know, the stagnant autopiloting BS, which autopiloting is another bad thing too, which I'll get to in a second. Because once you take that break, your mind and your eyes and just everything takes a break for it, and you kind of have like a soft reset button. Like you don't forget everything about the game, but you kind of just break up your patterns that you had, and maybe you gain new ones into them, which is great. Like for example, I used to do a whole bunch of running nairs into a lot of Fox's shields, which was not exactly the smartest option. I mean, it wasn't bad if you can cross them up, but I did it a little too often, and it was predictable. Now I started mixing it with like running down tilts, which is so much better because it's a great poking tool. See, it's just, like I said, it's just an example for it. As I was saying before too about if I can find it here, my notes. The autopiloting. Yeah, the autopiloting. It's kind of more of a player. This should be more like in a player how to get better kind of video, but I feel like this is kind of good too because it's still about mindset. Autopiloting halftime happens when you're playing somebody who is lesser skilled to you, which is very true. I mean, anyone who sees this video, you can definitely tell. If not, then you're a liar. But straight up, because I do this sometimes. Like if I'm playing someone lesser skilled, I'll play somebody like Marth and just do my normal fire or my normal edge guarding crap, But sometimes just mix it up. Try to find some new things, or maybe use that person who's lesser skilled. Like if it's in a tournament, getting used to like higher skilled edge guarding, or maybe it's different comboing or something like that. Because it really will help you out because you won't be rusty with it. You'll be ready for it. It'll just be more beneficial, and also you might actually learn something trying something like practicing, for example, a new edge guarding technique instead of doing autopiloting, same old BS, blah blah blah, crap like that. It really will help. It's like even your neutral, like focus on things that you're weak at. Like, hey, instead of just like totally demolishing this guy, why don't I work on like my neutral, my punish game, or maybe my off stage game, something like that. Or maybe work on your secondary. Do something like that. Don't just dump on the guy because you can. It's just no. You're autopiloting. You're gonna create bad habits, and it'll honestly hurt you in tournament. It really will. Trust me on that one. You'll appreciate it. Another thing I would have to say too, which is kind of my personal preference, I know not everyone has this opportunity or have had this happen, is find a rival and have them push each other for it. Like, for example, my rival would have been my best friend Eric. When we first started this game, we didn't know it was actually competitive scene. We just played for fun. We thought we were fun or awesome at it, da-da-da-da-da. We found a competitive scene, and then we really pushed each other. And he was my rival because I could beat him, he could beat me, and we used to have little, events at my house, whatever, with Smash, and it'd always be him and I in the finals. But once we found out that we could really push each other and critique each other, it worked out very well. I mean, I gained a whole bunch of new levels just playing him in general. And then once I found out there's other people, like my teacher became Video Gamer because I met Vincent, and then he used to come down to our weeklies down here in a stupid basement. Like, it's crazy to see how things work. Because then he became my rival, and then I really pushed myself, and going into like nationals and regionals, and Vince and I were technically the newest rivals because we were fighting over Worcester, and we've just gained a lot of respect for each other, and also we gained a lot of followers with it too. I mean, we had a huge crew at one point. That's where we found Dave 4%, and we all got really good. I mean, we were the upcoming underdogs, honestly, for a while there. Well, back in like 07. Maybe 07, 06, one of the two. I don't know. Vincent, leave a comment if you actually know what it is. But anyhow, either way, look at it saying, it's one of those things. Just find a rival, even if it's someone crazy good like Video Gamer. Okay, and another thing I'd have to say is don't get salty during mid-match. I know it seems like common sense, but people fall into it a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong. I will personally get irritated once in a while if I'm getting grabbed by a Fox and I'm not getting a DI right where you're supposed to DI behind him, or just getting shined stupidly because I'm like, oh, duh, I shouldn't have forward air there because he's going to come off and shine because that's what a Fox does, retarded, Or, for example, like the random stuff. Like if you're playing teams and you accidentally get down smashed by your teammate with Peach or whatever, or Randall comes up and saves you from a platform, or the opponent from a platform. You just got to shrug it off. Don't get mad about it because it'll screw you over. The end. Like there's no way about it because that'd be 2 versus 1 after if you think about it, because think about it, you're fighting your opponent and then you're fighting yourself. So you got to fight their mentality on how they're trying to beat you and yourself. That's just really not good of odds there, pal. And the way I would say to get around that is just keep focusing on the match. And let's say that it's game 2 and you lost game 2 and you're going to game 3. Don't press the start button right away. Don't say you're banned or anything. Take a moment, sit back, take a breath. Think about what you need to do, get in your zone, your happy place, right? Like Happy Gilmore says. And it really does fix it. And sometimes even taking that small break will screw up the opponent's momentum too. Like if they're all over your face and, just taking a pound town, dude, just take that moment. Just, stop, put down the controller, think about what your counter pick needs to be and where you can beat them. Don't just keep being mad. And like I said, I hate to do this, but I have to put one player on blast because he's the best example for this is Digit. Digit is extremely good at doing this because when he's in his zone, he's doing fantastic. He's a great player. But when he's upset, it's over. I hate to say it. Like, whenever I play him and I know I did something to him that Marth comboed and whatever, the game is over. I mean, you can look up any video on Worcester Smash with Digit versus Beegs, and you'll see it. You'll see it each and every time. Because I'll pick Marth, and it's over. Because he'll just say, Marth's stupid, broke, blah, 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 blah. And I get it. Like, he just has a character issue right now with him. Like, the matchup is not in his favor. But he can't let that keep beating him because Vincent's came along and just picked Marth and just beat him with it. And his Marth has no really practice. I mean, in tournament, I should say. It's just been all, like, friendlies. But friendlies don't really matter too much. So it's one of those things that you just got to get over. You have to just go, okay, this character does this, and I know it. It might be broke, but you got to do it. I mean, Shine kills a 0. What do you want, There's some things in this game that are busted, but you got to work around it, and it will happen. You just got to stay at it. The last thing I had to say, too, is think about the match and nothing else. Seems common sense, too. It really does. Like, it seems like, oh, duh, Beegs, I would totally do that during a match. Well, the thing is, though, a lot of people get distracted during mid-match. They think about other things, like, oh, what are they going to think about if I lose this player? Da, 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 da. And that comes along with tournament jitters, whereas tournament jitters are, and I know everyone's felt it, is where you're getting close to beating somebody or your heart's racing and you're freaking out a little bit and you're like, oh, I'm going to beat this player. Da, 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 da. Don't worry about it, Forget about it. Just keep playing the game until it says game set and the victory screen comes up. You're still in that game no matter what. Do not get distracted like that. And another thing, too, if you're getting distracted by people being idiots or douchebags, or like the Worcester crew does, where we'll just yell or whatever and be like, oh, you suck, blah, 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 get him, Beegs, blah, blah, blah. Ignore it. And if you can't ignore it, wear headphones like I do. I mean, honestly, that's when I first started doing it, and it felt like home for me. Because I used to have tournament jitters so bad, way, way back in the day. And when I found out I could bring music or whatever and listen to it, I was like, okay, cool. Because it felt like home for me. It felt like I was in my room, whatever, just kind of chilling out on a Saturday, listening to music, and just having fun with the game. And that's what you need to do, is be comfortable. If you're not comfortable, you're not playing right. But I guess that's all I have to say about for having this mindset. Just keep playing, guys. You're getting better, all of you. And always find the positives in each set, in each situation you're at, too. Even when you're going to regional or a national, you're not going to win it. Find the best things you can do to increase your skill, and always keep being hungry. Like, every player can always have room for improvement. Never think you can't, and you always can. So that's all I can say about this. And if you got any questions, just leave me a comment down below. Hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, whatever you want. And yeah, I will see you guys soon. Thank you.